UFC Azerbaijan is going down tomorrow morning. If you're fleeing Iran, flee north, because I believe that UFC Azerbaijan is going to be sick. We'll start from the bottom, go to the top of the card. I'll be giving you my picks. We'll start with the big boys. Hamdi Abdelwahab is taking on Kamaru Usman's older brother. Don't get confused by the face paint. It's the not good Usman. I think the wrestling's going to be a problem here. Looking at the stare down between the two, it was good to see that Hamdi's not really outsized here. Hamdi is all of 265 pounds. I do think that he's going to be able to out-wrestle a Mo Usman who is dangerous, who can hit hard, but you could say that about a lot of heavyweights. He looks jazzed up. He looks fired up. Just a totally different style from his brother, and I don't think it's going to stack up, and I especially like where the fight is taking place. I mean, in Azerbaijan, I like that for Hamdi. And Gangster, the trading champ, you are a gangster, kicks it off with $50. Thank you, trading champ. I really appreciate it. He's keeping the lights on in this place, all right? He's keeping the freaking lights on here. Thank you, trading champ. Awesome. I'm going to give that a heart. How about this? With that $50, I'll get AJ DeVito's software where I can start pulling up the comments, okay? Thank you. Appreciate that. Moving on from Hamdi, I'm going to go Tigir Ulov over Azat Maxim. Azat Maxim, good striker. Dare I say great striker. But should suffer in the wrestling department against a Tigir Ulov once Tigir gets a hold of him. I also like Tigir striking too. It's not like he's bankrupt there. So, you know, it might be pretty close until the takedown comes. Even if shit gets a little hairy, if you're trying to put Tigir away, I think that wrestling threat's always there. And if you're getting taken down by Charles Johnson, I can't be picking you against a Tigir Ulov who's nasty with the submission grappling as well. Tigir Ulov, because he could decide where the fight takes place. Irina Alekseeva versus Klaudia Segula. Why are you betting on this fight? Don't do that. Don't do that. But I do. Okay, both of them lost to Melissa Mullins. You know, Irina should have a grappling advantage. That's probably why you would lean for her, but Segula might be able to strike with her a little bit, make it kind of close. I think you got to lean Irina Alekseeva, but you know, I'm not thinking that this is a great one to bet on. Not one I spent a whole lot of time on. Neither ladies fight. The next one's Melissa Mullins versus Daria Zheleznyakova. Melissa Mullins has beat every girl on this card. That's good. You know, if you're looking at them at weigh-ins, you'd think Daria a little bigger, a little stronger looking. I don't know. Looks like she's going to win. I don't think so. Melissa Mullins, more UFC experience, beat the better girls. I think Melissa Mullins is taking this thing on the cards. Ismail Naurdiev and the Iron Turtle, Hong Park. Young Park is good. He's very experienced at this point, knows how to eke out a split decision. Naurdiev's a good challenge for him, but I'm not impressed with a Bruno Silva W at this point. Did that mean a lot? You know, Park has beaten plenty of guys who can wrestle. I do think Park, deserves some faith here. So I'm gonna go Iron Turtle as I do often. Iron Turtle's a bad motherfucker. Oban Elliott over Seokhyeon Ko. You got to go Oban Elliott. Big W's. The Basil Hafez performance was fantastic. The way he could pull things out of the fire. I mean, Basil Hafez was taking down the champ Jack Della over and over again, looking crazy explosive. And Oban Elliott was able to deal with that beast of a man, able to put him out like twice. So I think, a dangerous striker against him. I think Oban Elliott just more fluid, more experienced in the UFC, going to be able to handle this thing literally wherever the fight goes. I think Oban Elliott is a pretty good pick here. Naimov and Bogdan Grad. I got to go with Muhammad Naimov over Bogdan Grad. Bogdan Grad looking jacked, looking in shape. It's a bad motherfucker. Naimov, once he gets a hold of you, though, is just another level. I think Naimov getting those hands clasped, throwing him around a little bit. In Azerbaijan, I like all of it. I think Muhammad Naimov, we can go with here. Yeah, probably scorecards, right? We probably go long. Naimov, not the biggest finisher, but nevertheless, high level. Bogdan Grad, I see people shit on him. I think it's a good fight, but Naimov drags him down. Nazim, Sadykhov, and Nikolas Motta. Nikolas Motta, the gym hopper. Nikolas Motta, the fire hydrant of a man. He is short. He is stocky. He can punch. He has good Muay Thai. But against Sadykhov, you better have good stand-ups, right? You better have the ability to stay off of that fence. I'm concerned about these things for him. I think Sadykhov is going to be able to trip him, take him down, get him onto the mat, and implement his game from the top position. A lot of these wrestlers I like on this card. I think they come through, Sadykhov being one of them. Although at least you can say he's in for a real fight against Nikolas Motta. Nikolas Motta, been in the UFC a while now, should be a bit better at striking, more pop on his punches, more powerful striker. But I just don't see him keeping Sadykhov off of him. Give me Nazim Sadykhov with the takedowns. Orolbai and Tofiq Musayev. I understand if you're picking Orolbai. I get it. Tofiq Musayev's a bad motherfucker. Tofiq Musayev gets into fistfights that are fun to watch, and he's in his hometown. Home country, at least. Okay? Azerbaijan is going to go fucking crazy when he walks out. And he's going to be a real test for Orolbai, who showed some holes. Orolbai's wrestling is better. I could see the same logic I used for the Sadykhov fight and the, Muhammad Naimov fight over Bogdan Grad. You could use some of the same logic. I think Tigir's speed and experience outside, speed in the cage, but his experience outside of the UFC, very valuable here. But how many times have we seen bad UFC debuts? So I cannot give it out as a bet. I can't say that it's a confident pick or anything. But my friend, Tofiq Musayev, I am rooting for big time in this one. He'll be the official pick. But, don't tail me. Don't tell me. That's my boy. I wrote out a letter of recommendation for Tofiq Musayev because him and his management asked me for it. They know I live out here in Huntington Beach, California. They're like, yo, can you write so that we can get into the country, right? And so they gave me a draft, and I just wrote my own. And so that's what level I'm on for Tofiq Musayev, right? I'm writing the fucking president. Let him in, Trump, okay? Let him in. Good dude. Great fighter. Fast striker. Fun fights. Fought the who's who outside of the UFC, whether it be in Japan, whether it be in Bellator. The knockout of Sidney Outlaw was wicked. Sidney Outlaw is a very competent fighter, and a good grappler, by the way. I think Orolbai is in for a fucking test here. This is a super fun one. Again, when guys make their UFC debut, and you got somebody like Orolbai who's been there and done that in the UFC, was, pretty much on fire, right? You can't write Orolbai off. It could easily be an Orolbai wrestling fest. But I'm rooting for my boy Tofiq Musayev. Let's go, Tofiq. Then we're going to go up to the heavyweights. Kuniev versus Curtis Blaydes. A lot of people been on Kuniev. I see the Kuniev love. I hear you. I like where the fight takes place for Kuniev. But Curtis Blaydes, big, athletic heavyweight. He can take down a Jailton Almeida. He could strike with a lot of guys who aren't named Tom Aspinall. Curtis Blaydes is a fucking big, powerful, explosive wrestler who can throw elbows, who can box. It's a lot for Kuniev to step up and fight. I think it's a big step up for Kuniev. He could be a talented heavyweight down the road, but me picking him right off the bat like this, too much too soon. Curtis Blaydes is like, very clearly in the top 10. I mean, towards the bottom of that top 5, I believe. So that's a tall task for Kuniev this early in the UFC run. Curtis Blaydes just being well-rounded and fighting his fight. It's a big bad motherfucker. Curtis Razor Blaydes. Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. How do you not love this matchup? Ignacio Bahamondes, tall, lanky striker, nasty with the jiu-jitsu, active guard, trains with Belal Muhammad. And so he's seen Belal rise to the top and take that title. He's got that confidence behind him. He knows he trains with a great wrestler like Belal. You got to think some of that's rubbed off on him. And he is able to strike with the best of them, and he better be, because Fiziev is a problem. Fiziev, the Tiger Muay Thai striking coach, super nasty with it. He'll lean back on when you throw a head kick. He could throw big hooks, big kicks. He's nasty with his wheel kicks too. These guys ranked their wheel kicks back and forth. Clearly, Ignacio had the cleaner one, and you can just see how kind Fiziev is. How do you root against him? I have to pick Ignacio Bahamondes here. I see smart people on Fiziev. The reason why and the odds are like even. The reason why I'm going Ignacio Bahamondes, he has more ways to win. He's on the way up. Fiziev is on the way down. Bit of a speed advantage, range advantage. He is long, and he uses those long kicks. And on the ground, he is significantly better. We've seen holes in the jiu-jitsu of Fiziev, even against Justin Gaethje, who's not that good at grappling. Justin Gaethje can wrestle, but the submission grappling part, I really think, Ignacio Bahamondes' jiu-jitsu is just nastier. And so I'm going to pick Bahamondes. Submissions live. Decisions very live, because Fiziev's a tough fucking customer. Really cool fight. Ignacio Bahamondes is in for a war with Fiziev. This is the right fight for Ignacio Bahamondes. The way he's stepping up, this is it. Got a nice submission finish in the last one. I would not underrate his guard in this one either. He has a big advantage there. Why would he not hit a takedown or try? And then, Fiziev cooks people on the outside in the green zone with striking. You're in there with a guy who's taller, longer, and loves that too. I'm going with the kid, Ignacio Bahamondes. Main event of the evening. If you haven't, hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, W in the channel, W on the chat. If you don't have anything to say, help the algorithm. Post this on your Instagram story. Share it, folks. If you want to see who I'm betting on, DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram. We'll get you in there. And I got, big parlays I dropped. And I got a Hail Mary. I'm fucking go deep. Bombing a Hail Mary out there this time for the bets, which I like. Go check it out. DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram. If you just want to see the free channel, I always give out a free bet that didn't make the cut. You can just click the link below. All right. Jamahal Hill versus Rafael Fiziev. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. That would be Jamahal Hill. He's too big. Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree against Alex Pereira put on a fucking show. Khalil Rountree is tough. He is durable. He can continue to press. He's got cardio. He's got an offense that is just fucking dangerous to deal with. Go check on Modestas Bukowskis' knee. I mean, that is the ugliest front leg side kick to the knee I've ever seen. Anytime I'm teaching people the front leg side kick, I go, hold up. I YouTube Khalil Rountree sidekick, and I show him that horrific video of him stomping on Modestas Bukowskis' knee. It is gross. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Ugh. He is up against Jamahal Hill, who was the former UFC light heavyweight champion and a guy who I have been dunking on for a while now. I said it when he won the title. I called him amateurish when he was up against Poatan. It was like even odds. Slammed the Poatan bet. Poatan smokes him. He was a favorite or about even odds against Yuri Prochazka. Slammed the Yuri Prochazka line at plus 120 or whatever the fuck it was. Yuri Prochazka gets him out of there. Here we go again. I mean, I just think that the defense of Jamahal Hill has gaping holes in it. It's just it's a beat up Afghan. That's a blanket. I'm not racist. The holes in his game are that his head is way fucking up in the air. He loops his shots and he's planning his feet. He's not really he's not really using a lot of good footwork or good timing when he's coming in. He just kind of crashes in. And I do think that a Khalil Rountree can capitalize on that. Now, I should say Khalil Rountree fights with a Muay Thai style. His hips are a little more forward. He keeps his hands up. He blocks a lot of shit. There is a risk that Jamahal Hill can whip one of those big looping shots in there and catch a Khalil Rountree. But you know who else can whip big looping shots? Poatan. And it took Poatan a long time. Was it 4 rounds? A long time to get Khalil Rountree to sit down. I think Khalil Rountree is going to get to Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill, post-surgery, he's had injuries. He's had the knockout losses. He's got a lot on his plate here, guys, especially with someone with, dangerous offense but limited defense. I'm going to take the better, more well-rounded striker and a guy who's beaten a lot of strikers. Khalil Rountree's fought a lot of strikers, and he's done well. So, I could see him getting this one. I think Khalil Rountree can absorb a couple shots, even get rocked maybe, and just keep on keeping on, get a late finish here. That would make sense to me. Khalil Rountree, TKO. I like it. All right. One more time for my people in the back. I'm going Khalil Rountree finishing this fucking fight. I'm going with Ignacio Bahamondes, the kid, potentially submitting or taking out. I don't care if it goes to decision against Rafael, Fiziev. Then I'm going to go with Curtis, Razor Blaydes being too experienced for Kuniev. Then give me Tofiq Musayev upsetting Orolbai with the fast hand speed in Azerbaijan. If it's close, who you think the judges are looking at? Then I'm going to go Nazim Sadykhov with the takedowns, Muhammad Naimov with the takedowns, Oban Elliott anywhere he wants to. I like Oban in this matchup. The Iron Turtle, Young Park, I think getting it done against Naurdiev via decision. Give me Melissa Mullins, slight lean. Alekseeva, slight lean. Tigir Ulov against this very talented striker in Azat Maxim. And then Hamdi Abdelwahab against big boy Usman. I think that Olympic wrestling will pay dividends. UFC Azerbaijan going down in the morning. Remember, wake your ass up if you want to watch them live. Get the coffee out. This is not beer. This is root beer. All right. But this will get you up a little bit with the sugar. And go and watch some excellent fist fights. What say you, chats? The trading champ again. You're a gangster. Can I like that as well? Can Hard It End like it? Let's go, trading champ. Trading champ. He keeps the rent. Okay, the studio rent. That's trading champ right there. My mint. Let's go. As long as it's not ice cream. Okay, I don't do mint ice cream, but I'll be your mint. Ignacio is easy money this week. He's fighting the 8-limb midget. He can't lose. Can't lose is crazy. But I got Ignacio as well. What's up, bro? What's up? Fiziev by Muay Thai domination. Whoa, they're going to war in the chat. Orolbai, my king. That's crazy. That's crazy. Orolbai looks more like a tribal leader than a king. Bogdan the Gargoyle Grad. I'm not going Bogdan this week. Got to take Orolbai and Hill. Only 2 different from yours. Rest I agree with. Fair enough. Orolbai makes sense. I mean, I got to root for my boy Tofiq Musayev. I can't be out here hating on Tofiq. That's why I told you, don't tail me on that one. I'll tell you right now, it's not in the premium channel. I don't have Orolbai out there, or Tofiq Musayev out there. Orolbai's UFC experience. I mean, there's a lot of hills to overcome. Tofiq is just, he's special. He's a special striker. I would love to see him have an awesome performance. That's my boy. What's good, Michael Panza? No, I think the Fiziev Ignacio fight's on. That's as far as I know. Usman versus Fluffy Hernandez at middleweight. Jesus Christ. Fluffy Hernandez is much better jiu-jitsu. Usman is much better wrestling. Usman better striking. Prime. I go Usman. MMA experts raid. Let's go, Waits. Thank you for coming through. Finch gang. What up, Sean Shelby? Thank you for being here every fucking time, bro. Awesome. Are you going to Chicago card? I will be in Chicago August 9th to do commentary for the XFO. The XFO is back in Lake Moore, Illinois. I'll be on the microphone with my guy, Matt Locasio. It will be awesome. Maybe for the UFC card. We'll see what's up. But maybe not. Maybe I could do media or something. West Coast start what time? West Coast. Early, man. Early. Check it out. 9 a.m. Early, bro. Check it. Don't trust me. Do you think Elliott's fight goes long? That's really tough to say. No. Finch said he gave Hamdi Abdel. What the fuck is wrong with you, Paper Castle? Cat, bro. How dare you? His Ludovic Klein loss wasn't too long ago. I know he improved a lot since then, but how much did he improve to beat a Fiziev tall order IMO? Definitely. Tribe leader. Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm getting crazy out here. I just get more loose every time I host this fucking show. Rocking with Fizzy. All right, guys. Curtis is punch drunk. Why did you pick him, Finch? Because he's not punch drunk. He has a speech impediment. He's always had a speech impediment. The first time I met Curtis Blaydes was at UFC Gym Lombard way back, right when I first started working for UFC Gym. And yeah, he was like a high school wrestler who, learned MMA starting at UFC Gym, believe it or not, of all places. So, he just walked in off the street and started right at the gym. And then, eventually, I remember seeing him submit Daniel the Predator James, who became famous with a wicked knockout in Bellator you guys might have seen against Tyrell Fortune. And, he got head and arm choked by Curtis Blaydes on the regional scene. And I was there that night and got to talk to Curtis Blaydes. Also seen Curtis Blaydes like other local amateur shows. So it's not a punch drunk thing. That's not what's going on. He's smart and he knows how to fight. I mean, is Merab the smartest guy you've ever talked to? Merab dove head first into ice. Merab Divashvili, the third ranked pound for pound fighter in the world, dove head first into solid ice. That's still that still allows for him to be capable of being a world champion, right? He could still be a world champ. So yes, Curtis Blaydes, definitely smart enough to beat Kuniev. How dare you? Usman lost to Thomas Peterson last time, which levels above Amdi Abdul-Wahab. I think Usman could pull this one off. I mean, I don't get the logic there. Yeah, Thomas Peterson, not world class, man. Usman pulling it off would be, I think, with his striking. Curtis the dirty Curdy. Hill and Orolbai. I hear you. You're not the only one. I heard it earlier. Merab is a machine, Finch. Yes, he is. And a fucking good dude. A nice dude. Very, very kind. Good person who deserves everything. He's just won it through hard work. I got nothing but love for Merab, but he did dive head first into solid ice. Not too many rocket scientists doing that. Huge thank you for doing this awesome show. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate it. The skull is very strong, bro. He's got a fucking... I don't know what's going on up there, but his head is a rock. All right. Those are my favorite picks. Actually, those are all my picks for UFC Azerbaijan, Roundtree versus Hill. Enjoy yourselves. I think we got some good ones, and we'll be back with a couple pay-per-views coming up. I'm super excited to see how a few of these go down, specifically Fiziev and Bahamondes. Tofiq Musayev's debut. Hill and Rountree's got to be fun. I hope you can't wait for some fist fights, too. If you want to see who I'm betting on, I'll see you over on the premium channel. DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. We'll get you in there. You could also just click the link below and see my free bet that I give out every single week. I went doubled up with Parlay of the Week, and I put out a big Hail Mary. I don't know, 8 picks. It was plus 2,000. So if you want to see my shot at the end zone, I'll see you over on Telegram. Again, just direct message at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. Please like and subscribe, comment below, and I will see you guys after the fights. Until next time, y'all know what it is. It's peace and love.